Hello and welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean, and today we have an Anderida Books unboxing. This, my friends, it's already out of the box because what a packaging job this thing had. We're talking like foam corner protectors on all of them. It just, wow, exquisite. This, my friends, is Terrible Worlds Revolutions by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Now, Tchaikovsky is a master of his craft, and I haven't even read as much Tchaikovsky as one would hope. Probably because the dude doesn't stop writing. I mean, this guy is giving Brandon Sanderson a run for his money in terms of like word output per day. This is dust jacket artwork for Firewalkers, one of the novellas within. So technically, the contents of this collection are all previously published. One of the many million things that Tchaikovsky has published over the past decade, wow, this is a heavy book, has been a number of standalone novellas that they all fall within different categories. There were three that fell with underneath the Terrible Worlds Revolutions. There's three that fall under their own category, and then two that are kind of by themselves. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with those. But Anderida, or Anderida, or however you want to pronounce it, Anderida, I believe, is the correct pronunciation, has collected these three novellas and put them into one massive volume. Terrible Worlds Destinations is the other one. So then there's Terrible Worlds Transformations, which is currently only one novella. Terrible Worlds Innovations, The Hungry Gods, another one novella. But anyways, I presume, and it's very presumptuous of me, that Anderida is going to do at least one other collection for the Destinations. I don't know if they're going to wait until there's more transformations or more innovations to do collections of those, or if they're going to group them together. I don't know. But anyways, this numbered edition, because this is limited to 400 copies, limitation page is actually letterpress printed. The book itself is not letterpress printed, but that is totally fine. This is number 296, which is a deluxe Adrian Tchaikovsky edition. Anderida does some very special editions to begin with. Most of them might just be, little signed editions, nothing too fancy, but their deluxe editions are exquisite. I should have brought the Murdered Son with me, because I think this is the same trim size as the Christopher Rocchio's Murdered Son volume. But anywho, let us dive in to this exquisite edition. Each one has a frontispiece by Ian McQue. So we have Ironclads, and oh wow. So the paper itself is like 120 gram, I believe, Munkin? Very nice printing, multiple color printing. And then the illustrations are even heavier cardstock tipped in on the page here. So we have Ironclads. Ironclads is here we go. Adrian Tchaikovsky with his actual name, Tchaikovsky being his pen name. Oh, Firewalkers includes a quote from The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. How about that? Anywho, there is going to be a trade release, not from Anderida, but from Solaris maybe. That is going to be a compendium of all three volumes. But Ian McQue has done these exquisite full-color frontispieces for each and every piece. So, Ironclad is the story of a futuristic society. Big margin size on this. I kind of like it. But anywho, Ironclads is a futuristic society in which the scions, the children of the upper class, are pretty much masters of war and protected by their ironclads. When one of the scions goes missing, it is up to a sergeant and his demoralized crew to go searching for him into danger to see what is going on. Next up, we have Firewalkers. I gotta say, I kind of wish there was an extra page here. I mean, I get that there isn't, but there's something, I don't know, not as satisfying as going right from text block to frontispiece. I mean, I get it. It's perfect use of the space. But anyways, Firewalkers, the one that graces the dust jacket, is a hellscape Earth where, nobody around the anchor point, no around the center of the Earth, can survive without proper supplies. It is an arid desert wasteland. The wasteland. How about that? But when some of the technology there breaks down, it's up to a bunch of firewalkers, a bunch of little kids to get sent into the wasteland to repair things. And then finally, see, like this. There we go. I like the blank, having a little space there. Finally, we have Ogres, in which the landlord is coming to town, and the landlord's quite a scary person because he's an ogre. Ogres are bigger. Ogres are more powerful. And when one of the tenants, one of the protagonists, a young little child, decides to stand up for the ogre, you're going to come face to face with fate, and why you probably shouldn't do that. But man, I was excited for this one. I mean, I'm excited for any Anderida Deluxe Edition. I don't have too many Deluxe Editions from them, but the ones I do own are just absolutely exquisite. I mean, this is nice little gunmetal gray cloth, heavy bound cloth, very heavy cardstock for the illustrations, very heavy illustration for the dust jacket as well, for the paper stock there. This also came with a tube that I believe has a fine print edition of the dust jacket by Ian McQue. Pop this sucker out. There it is. Firewalkers by Ian McQue. That is very nice. But thrilled to be seeing more. I say more. They've already done like 10 different volumes by Tchaikovsky from Anderida. They've done quite a few. But there's always more to be done because, as I mentioned, Adrian Tchaikovsky is a constant writer. I feel like somebody should do a wellness check on this man. Like, you finish a novel, and you already get a notification that he's got 4 more novels coming out, and you're just like, is he okay? Is somebody holding him against his will, forcing him to crank this stuff out? But if you haven't read any Tchaikovsky, you definitely should. I mean, the man is a master of his craft. I mean, he doesn't really have fatigue in his works. I mean, unless you have fatigue for giant bugs. He does love giant bugs. But yeah, Anderida's doing Tchaikovsky, Broken Bindings doing some Tchaikovsky. Subterranean Press just announced, well, they were already doing a Tchaikovsky with Alien Clay that I actually picked up a cheap, I say cheap, it was cheaper than cover price. I managed to get a deal on a copy that I'm going to be unboxing very soon for that. And they were doing a best of Tchaikovsky featuring a whole bunch of short stories, 600 pages for only $60, which is nuts for a Subterranean Press book of that girth. We're talking sewn binding, we're talking cloth boards, we're talking signed by Tchaikovsky himself. It's limited to 1,000 copies, that one, which is, like I said, insane price for what the quality you get with Subterranean Press these days. I mean, no, there's no slipcase, no, there's no interior illustrations, but I mean, that's a lot of bang for your buck. And a lot of those, even though they're previously published short stories, a lot of them are pretty much uncollected. So very excited to check that one out. But anywho, if you are an Adrian Tchaikovsky fan, there's a million different Tchaikovsky publications for you to pick up. I don't know if any of these deluxe editions from Anderida are going to make it to the public sale. If they do, I would highly recommend picking up a copy because it does give you first right to refusal for the future Tchaikovsky titles, which I presume, like I said, is going to be the other Terrible Worlds collections, all within one volume, or one volume per, grouping. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Once I have read these novellas or more Tchaikovsky or any other book, I will do a full book review here on the channel. I do at least one book review a week. Plenty of unboxings, much like this one, for you to check out, including several other Anderida books, particularly Empire Silence, The Murdered Son by Christopher Rocchio, which I still need to read, but the TBR pile is disgusting. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. Check out Adrian Tchaikovsky, check out Anderida Books, and we'll see you around next time.